Hi everyone, and welcome to Virtual Ashland Day. It's unfortunate that we can't be with everybody this coming Saturday to celebrate what would have been our 36th year doing Town Pride Day, but instead we're going to reminisce. I have two former committee members with me this afternoon. They Jack Leduc and Bill Gath, who both have served on the committee as chairs and as active participants in setting up, breaking down, and doing the auction. Nice to have you guys. How's everybody doing?
Doing great.
I'm doing fine. I should point out that not having this Ashland Day is only the second time it's happened. We had one big hurricane, and we ended up having to pay for all the rides and everything else. It was a disaster financially for us. But we did not even cancel Ashland Day following 9/11. We felt it would be in the best interest of the community to show that people would not keep us from going on our way. Unfortunately, this pandemic is a different story.
Yeah, I have to agree. And it's kind of sad not to see all the smiling faces of the kids and the parents, because usually Ashland Day is a day of celebration and a day of reunion. It's a weekend where a lot of groups and a lot of former high school classes get together for a class reunion to meet and gather. They can't even do that now with the pandemic. I think we were here to see some footage, historical footage of Ashland Day. So, Paul, if you would be so kind to roll the videos that you have assembled for us for today. This looks like Ashland Day this year, actually 2019. It looks like setting it up with the flags and everything, and all the booth spaces. Last year we had 118 booth spaces. Again, it's one of the largest number of booths that we've had over the years. It seems to get bigger and bigger. And at the time, that looks like Chairman Larry Hunt, who was on the selectman at the time with his hat. He always loved to be a participant in the dunk tank, if you can remember, in his three-piece suit. And he was always one of the highest earners in the dunk tank, because everybody wanted to dunk him in his three-piece suit. So, Larry, thank you for doing that. I know that you're up in the Upton area right now with your family and friends, and we miss you and your wife. But we see you every now and then over at the Honeydew. He comes down with the coffee clutch every now and then. Now that looks like that was done in front of the pavilion that was built for us down at Stone Park. And I think this might have been the dedication to the pavilion, because I don't think the gazebo was completed at that time. So yeah, that's exactly what it was. But we've had a lot of great memories with everybody there. There's Harry. He's one of the original members of the committee. You know, it brings a tear to my eye, because a lot of these people that are standing up and waving are no longer with us. But their support and their contributions to the town far and few in between. There's a man who I have to tell you, when he was on that float as Christopher Columbus, it's probably one of the funniest things that I have ever seen, because he had on that hat and he had on the Columbus outfit. He looked great. A lot of fun. There's Rick Alani in the back, Ed Bates. Arnold Baker sitting next to Rick. Wow. That's incredible. And I think David Mignani had just won his election as a, I think, state rep at the time. He was fairly new to that field. So yeah, that brings back some great memories, and seeing all those people that are there. Some are with us and some aren't, but there are those that aren't. The memories are long etched in my mind for sure. And oh my goodness, there's my uncle. There's David and his son Michael. That's going back some years now. Wow. And that gentleman that was standing up next to the wall, that looked like Michael Duca.
Hello, Ashland. I'm Beverly Harris, and we're going to give you a little background on what's going to be going on today.
This looks like a bike parade, Jack.
Sure does.
88 parade and all-day field day events possible for you to enjoy.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for joining us. Sit back, put your feet up, and relax, and enjoy a fun-filled video, Ashland Day 88.
1988. My goodness. Wow.
It seems only appropriate that one of the first interviews we start off with is our chairman of the Ashland Day Committee, Mr. Ben Montenegro, our highway surveyor. Good morning, Ben.
Good morning, Beverly.
How does it feel to come to our third Ashland Day and finally see some sunshine here this morning?
Well, I think we overcame Chief Bob Gonfride's rain dance that he does every year, and I guess we did a little stronger dance this year.
And thank God it's well deserved with all the hard work, right?
Right.
How do you feel the Ashland Day, what accomplishments do you feel the Ashland Day Committee has made after 3 years of doing this?
Well, I think that we have brought an awful lot of people together to enjoy the day. It's had people work together and try to
I've never seen this
make
clip.
the
This
day
is
an
pretty cool.
enjoyable day so the town can realize what they do have.
And I don't know if you people out there realize that because of Ben, we have Ashland Day. It was his brainchild. And to say the least, you could be wearing an Ashland Day t-shirt.
Could get one to Phoebe.
Well, I'm sure Ben, like everybody else, will be enjoying all the hard work that went into today. We're going to take a look around at some of the other people who are going to be in the parade. And we'll catch you later, I'm sure, on the field, Ben. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
Please look right past me at the Ashland Rec Department float. I think they got a little ingenious this year and changed it from REC to WREC, but nevertheless it all means the same. All the children in Ashland gathering together, decorating their bicycles for a contest sponsored by the Ashland Rec Department.
Wow. I can remember Benny telling us that it was a passion of love to get the parade started and get it going. But again, as Bill mentioned earlier, these events don't come free. A lot of the people that march in the parade, a lot of the groups and bands that participate, they want to get paid. And I know the first year we did the parade, it was minimal, like 2,000 or 3,000. And then after a while, people's bands, especially the bands, the marching bands, they wanted to get paid, and they weren't cheap. $800 to $1,200 per band. So if you got 4 or 5 bands, there's $7,000 right there just for the bands alone. So
To add to that, Joe, when I get into it later on, $800 to $1,200 would have been great. It ended up being an awful lot more.
Yeah.
I should point out too that Ashland Day grew to the point in the last few years when we switched to not just selling tickets and tokens, but to the wristbands where they could come early and ride all day. Our attendance not only went from 10 to 12,000, but we had people come and stay all day, which occasionally you'd have people come and leave and what have you. But this kept everybody there. Add in the food tents, you could make a whole family affair out of it.
if I remember correctly, there was a grandstand right in front of the town hall where all the VIPs and elected officers were sitting and judging the floats as they were driving by. I remember this band. They were pretty cool.
I'm not sure what format we could save this in, but I'd love to see the Historical Society get a copy of this video.
Yeah, that would be a great idea, Jack. So this is 1988, and I'm wondering if this was the year that they put Benny in as Christopher Columbus. But I don't see that float, so it may have been the year after. As we're looking at this video, again, I'd just like to thank some of the folks who were originally on the committee. Fran Blake, another longtime Ashland resident who was very supportive and pitched and helped out. Gary Guidi, Terry Weiser, John Grosser was very instrumental in being a very supportive member of the committee. Larry Isaac, same thing. And Tom Robinson, who was the president of NIACOL at the time, got heavily involved in Ashland Day, along with Deb Mackey, who was his secretary. And Deb, after a few years, also became chairperson. And oh my God, Mr. Reese, his son, is now a sports caster and commentator on Fox News. So he followed his dad's footsteps. Anybody see themselves in these videos?
Over at the high school field, and they also donated a considerable.
Well, Bev and her husband, the far end over there in the last row, and they're now living in Florida with their family and grandchildren. And when I told Bev we were doing this, she said to say hi to everybody. She misses Ashland. She loved this town. And there's Mr. and Mrs. Frank Powers. And I believe at that year, 1988, Frank and his wife were designated as Citizens of the Year. Matter of fact, if that was 1988, I take that back. It was Bev Dort who was Citizen of the Year. And we have a list of many. And maybe we can superimpose this and give this list to everybody so they can see it. But the list is quite incredible. Does anybody remember who the first Citizen of the Year award winner was? Does anybody remember who that may have been? Oh, you've got to remember. It was Benny. It was the first. He was the first one, and everybody thought it was right for him to be the Citizen of the Year. He didn't want it, but we made sure he got there, and well deserved. And when we had a parade, we had the Grand Marshal, and the Grand Marshal that year was Mr. Walker, Harold Grump Walker. Isabel, I hope you're watching this because you have your back to the camera, but that is you.
On your parade committee this year, you had Nancy Hauser, Rick Galani, and Harry Marchetti. What a job they've done putting this parade together. Bigger and better than ever. And you'll be seeing some of the parade as they're probably making their way down Homer Avenue right now. You'll be hearing some of those fire engines coming. You can hear them in the background.
Yo, does Ashland still have that cruiser?
You know, they probably do someplace. There's probably a DPW motor vehicle right now. It looks like a Crown Vic.
I said that. All right, here they come.
So they're coming in from Homer Ave onto Main Street. looks like.
You can hear the sirens in the back.
Which means you would have had to cross the railroad tracks.
Yes, they did. At the right
First
by
up,
128 Main.
you're
riding
seeing the
tracks.
antique cars put in the parade by Wayne Champagne of Ashland and Arthur Swartz of Newton.
I'm looking for Jack Leduc's antique Model T.
Didn't own it at the time, Joe.
No.
Wally Brewer, safety chairman. And the antique cars.
So as
It's
you
chugging
folks
along.
who are watching this at home, if you see anybody on this video that you recognize, why don't you tag them and label them? It would be great.
And the
If you see
fire
yourself,
engines
do the same.
from the Ashland Fire Department.
It'd be awesome.
You might want to also let them
carry
know
on.
so that if they want to see this on WACA, they can see it later on. Maybe spot themselves.
Right.
And the fire department, always a big supporter of Ashland Day.
Very big supporters, absolutely.
And the Ashland Fire Explorers have always been there.
Yep. I think that was one of Ashland's first ladder trucks, to be very honest with you. That was in there.
We now have the Grand Marshal, James F. Buckley, a longtime resident of Ashland, Massachusetts. He'll be stopping right here in front of the reviewing stand and approaching us, along with his wife, Mabel, of 45 years. He's the former chairman of the Ashland School Committee, former chairman of the Ashland Finance Committee, also a member of the Ashland Housing Authority, past commander of the Ashland American Legion, a former member of the Knights of Columbus, a past member of the Red Cross, the United Way. He's retired after 30 years with the Gas Company. And yes, as I mentioned, he is a longtime resident of Ashland, a 1930 graduate of Ashland High School. How about a nice round of applause for James F. Buckley, your Grand Marshal.
So this is 1989, guys, this parade.
Along with his wife, Mabel. Boy, hasn't
And
lost
the
a step.
Citizen
Look
of
at
the Year was
agility
June Garrett.
he has.
And he's going to be announcing and giving the awards to the Grand Marshal. And I'm sure that he's got a few words to that effect. So, Joseph Magnani.
Oh, this ought to be cool.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Yep, I had hair.
The Grand Marshal, as you saw, was Christopher Columbus, alias Ben Montenegro. And I don't know if Ben's around, but we need him up here because we have a plaque for him. So, Ben Christopher Columbus Montenegro is around. Would you please come to the gazebo?
So have a nice day and thank you very much.
I can say that if it wasn't for the efforts of Mr.
Before
Montenegro,
Mr. Montenegro leaves,
we wouldn't have that beautiful
we'd like to
gazebo at
present
Stone Park,
a little plaque.
and we wouldn't have
It is a collector's
that nice
edition.
pavilion that is right next to Kid Spot.
Plaque, Age of Discovery, 1490.
Every once in a while, we get to do something that we're really proud of. And my wife, being as gracious as she has been all year long, wrote these words for me because I had a very difficult time to do so. And I'm going to read this, and I'm not going to try to get choked up, but I'm reading it from the bottom of my heart, and it's as serious as probably as I can get. Commitment, dedication, compassion, unselfishness. These are all the qualities that determine the Citizen of the Year award candidate. Carl Rick Galani was the embodiment of all of these traits. He set the standard for this award. Everyone who knew Rick understands why the Ashland Day Committee has decided to rename the Citizen of the Year Award to the Rick Galani Citizen of the Year Award. Congratulations, Rick. We miss you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Ashland School Committee. We now have the Ashland High School cheerleaders. Ashland High School cheerleaders.
Jack, is that your voice in the background doing the MCN?
I believe it is not.
VFW Honor Guard of Ashland. This is VFW Post 2331.
Yeah, it sounds like Jack to me.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
And they are followed by the James O. Carey Legion Post 77 of Ashland.
I wasn't sure. Is this the year they did they had the tank on the ground on the parade?
It says 1993, Joe.
Okay. Well, back in '93, the Citizen of the Year was Ralph Chiba, and Grand Marshal was Mavis Crawford.
I know we're looking at a lot of footage of the parade, but we failed to mention the cost of fireworks we try to have every 5 years. And that was strictly all financed by fundraising.
Certainly was.
The
I
last
know
couple of
that.
years, we ran into a problem, and that the illustrious VCR, who runs the Hopkinton State Park, on a couple of days we were going to have the fireworks, called up the police station and asked to speak to Joe, and said that, well, it looks like we're all set, we're just missing your check. And we said, I happen to be there, what check? And he said, well, you have to pay us, I forget, $1,500 or something.
There was a permit fee.
A special permit fee. I said, we've done this before, we've never had to pay this before. Why are we just finding out about it now? And he said, well, that's the way it is. And we said, Joe said, well, you know, the 2/3 of that park is in Ashland, and then emergency services and policing are done by the town of Ashland. Could you please tell us who we should send that bill to in this PCR to cover those costs? And then there was dead silence. And the guy says, I'll get back to you. So then Joe got on the phone, I got a phone, we called up Karen Spilka, we called up everybody, the two state senators to Congress, we called everybody we could. And all of a sudden, we got a call back that the amount still had to be paid, but it was much less. It was like, I think $500. I can't remember exactly. But when I say that's what I mean about impediment, that's what the things that happen. All of a sudden we find people throwing roadblocks on us and trying to do the same things we've done every year.
Those are kids from the high school dressed up in costumes to, I guess, no other way to say it, but do horse poop patrol. They had the golden shovels.
Now, did he march behind the selectmen?
No.
Well, I heard they were full.
Stop it.
I'm a Natick person. I can say those things, you know.
Yeah.
I'm an honorary citizen. I mean,
Honorary.
This year we have a new Eagle Scout, Frank McIsaac.
Again, if you see yourselves in these videos, please tag yourself and make it known that you were part of Ashland Day, part of a parade. Oh my goodness. That's 2018. You're looking at right now some of the raw footage of Ashland Day. And this is the golf ball drop from the Lions. That was a fundraiser that they had.
And they're doing another one this year.
Yep.
October 17th.
Again, if you see yourselves, these are all the many, Yolanda doing her spiel for WACA and for her show.
You probably mentioned too that on all these Ashland days and also through the summer concerts, the Lions have been there with their food trailer helping us. And we appreciate that, and we appreciate what the Lions do for the town of Ashland. And also the greater Ashland Lions.
It's in, in retrospect, and looking at some of these videos, I got caught up in the emotion aspect of it, the emotional aspect. Seeing some people who are no longer here who were so instrumental in getting Ashland Day up and running and doing the things that they did for the town as a whole. This is a great video, and I have to agree with you, Jack. We should have this, a copy of this made and given to the Historical Society. It's, I think that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
I'm just not sure what format will transcend into the future because as it is now, thumb drives are all the rage. Maybe there's something beyond that, but not too long ago it was VHS, then DVD. I'm just not sure how we can preserve it.
Yeah. Well, I know the fine folks at WACA have been with us ever since they have been created and made Ashland Day a big part of their services, and were very, very helpful with us and promoting Ashland Day and getting things down on the field and showing everybody what Ashland Day is about, which I'm sure helped the notoriety of Ashland Day and making it the success that it has been. So we'd like to thank you all at WACA for providing us all your expertise and your diligence in getting everything done for us and doing it with a smile and graciousness. So we'd like to thank you all. And for all of those who were part of Ashland Day right from the get-go. To coin a phrase from what Dave Foster said, without getting emotional, thank you all.